everyone, and welcome to Gentle Yoga. I'm using today a strap, but you could use a blanket or a blanket or a necktie, or maybe even a belt or a towel at home for the stuff that we'll be using with the strap. I also have blocks that I'm using. You can use books or maybe even a little table or a stool or something like that when we use the blocks. And I'm also sitting on a blanket, and again, you could just use a blanket that you have at home or maybe a towel, okay? Let's go ahead and I just wanted to say to you that when I was thinking about this class this morning, I was thinking about the word equanimity. And the word equanimity means, to me anyway, is finding that place of peace and calm that is just naturally within us, even when we're in a chaotic time. And all of us right now are experiencing a chaotic time. It's just an unusual set of circumstances. And when that happens, it kind of makes us feel really stressed. And so one of the beautiful things, though, is that within us, we have an internal resource, this inner resource that is always there, it is always present, and it's always available for us, and it is infinite. And that internal resource is a place of calm, and it's a place of peace, and it's a place of spacious awareness. And so my goal for today for you is to help you tap into that place of your internal resource so that you can feel that sense of calm and peace. And hopefully today, your day will be a lot more peaceful, a lot more calm, and hopefully tonight you'll sleep really great. And anyway, that's my goal for you for yoga today, okay? So we're going to start on our backs. So if you could go ahead and lie down wherever you are at home, lying down on your back, and take a moment to just extend your legs out long and bring your arms up and overhead, and let's just take a full body stretch. So taking a full body stretch, really lengthen your arms out and maybe place your thumbs on the ground. And you can even clasp your hands together and squeeze your biceps into your ears. Point your toes, close your eyes for just a moment, and let's just take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose deeply and exhale out through the mouth. Feeling this full body stretch. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Now open your eyes and place your hands down by your sides, and then just bend your knees one at a time, placing your feet flat on the floor. Take a moment to place your hands on your waist, and just maybe your thumbs are, kind of in back, and then your fingertips are pointing in. And we're just going to rock the pelvis a little bit. So inhale here, and as you exhale, gently tilt your pelvis toward you so that your lower back is touching the mat. And you can kind of feel your abdominal muscles begin to activate there. Inhale slowly, and you'll notice your lower back is lifting off of the mat. Tilt your pelvis away from you toward the wall in front of you. And notice how your abdominal muscles may release a little bit. And then continue to work with this exhale, rounding the back, lower back touches the mat. And inhale, tilting the pelvis forward, lifting the lower back off of the mat. Just do one more round. Exhale, lower back touches the mat. Inhale, tilting the pelvis forward, lower back lifts off the mat. And then now find that place that's right in between. So it's not the severe, lower back touching the mat. It's not so far tilted forward. It's your happy place. And that's your place where your spine is just happy. Take a moment to place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your belly, and close your eyes. Draw your shoulders together underneath you so that you feel your shoulders being even on the mat. And now bring your awareness into your body. As you bring your awareness into your body, begin to notice the natural rhythm of your breath, the natural inhale and exhale. And everything that we do today is just with curiosity, not with judgment, not with analyzing, just with curiosity. Begin to follow the natural rhythm of your breath, almost as if you are surfing your breath. As you inhale and exhale, just your natural rhythm. We'll stay here for just a few seconds following it. Notice how you inhale and it leads directly into the exhale. Following your exhale, you may notice that you naturally have a gentle pause between breaths. So there's a gentle space after the exhale, just naturally that's what we do, and then we'll begin the next inhale. Now, on purpose, we're going to begin to lengthen the breath. And this is where we'll begin to really activate that place of peace and calm within us. So as you lengthen your breath, think of this. Long, slow, deep. So LSD, long, slow, deep inhale. Nice, long, slow, deep inhale. Feel the expansion through the front, the side, and the back plane of your body. Go directly into the long, slow, deep exhale. And then feel the gentle pause before the next breath begins. We'll be here for about the next 30 seconds or so. So really nice, slow, long, deep inhale, leading straight into the exhale, and then the gentle pause. As you follow the breath, almost as if you're surfing it, if your mind begins to wander, just gently bring it back to the observation of the breath. Don't push your thoughts aside. I mean, if they're there, imagine that they're maybe floating away on a helium balloon, or maybe they're floating away on a cloud or a piece of driftwood. Allow them to be there. Again, just bring your thought back to following the breath. As you continue to breathe in this elongated breath, focus your awareness on how your body really expands through each inhale, feeling the expansion through all planes of your body, the front, the side, and the back. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly exhaling like you're releasing the air out of a balloon, maybe you start to feel your body relax a little bit. With each inhale, you might feel your hands separating away from each other as you really find that spaciousness and you really expand. And with each exhale, and your body naturally contracts, maybe you find your hands coming closer to each other. Very gently release that breath and just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And you may observe now, maybe you feel a little bit more calm, or maybe a little bit more at peace. We're going to be bringing that breath, that long, long breath back into our practice today with every move that we do. Sometimes in twists, it's difficult to get a really deep breath, and that gives us practice when there is a difficult situation in life. By taking these nice deep breaths, we find this inner resource of calm and awareness that's already within us. Now, if you have your strap or whatever you're using, press your left foot into the mat or the surface that you're lying upon, and then just wrap the strap around the ball of the right foot. Extend your right leg up toward the ceiling and really flex your right toes back towards you and send your right heel up toward the ceiling. Slide your hands down a little bit And you're going to tilt your pelvis, so press the left foot into the mat and tilt your pelvis so that your lower back is touching the mat. Your pelvis is tilting towards you. And then you can lift your hands up a little higher on the strap as your right leg just naturally comes closer to you. Notice that. If it feels okay for you here with your head, neck, and shoulders, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off of the ground up toward your right toes. If that feels okay and you can feel your abdominal muscles really working here, you can stay here, or you can extend the left leg out and flex the left foot. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Inhaling, nice, slow, long, deep inhale. Exhale. Keep inhaling and exhaling. If it gets too much for your head and your neck, you can lower them. And then bend your left foot, place it on the mat, and exhale and lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Take the strap or your towel, whatever you're using, into your right hand. And then take your left arm and just place it out to the side like in a T shape. Inhale here, and on your exhale, slowly bring the right foot over to the right. And turn your left knee out. And then maybe you want to look over your left shoulder, and we'll be here for 5 breaths. Inhaling, you can even close your eyes, following this natural rhythm as this right leg begins to stretch out. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, use your breath, not what I'm saying. Move with your inhale and bring the right leg all the way up as you inhale. Inhale, move the right leg up. Now hold on to the strap with the left hand, and you'll bring your right arm out to the side. You're going to extend the left leg long and take the right leg all the way across your body. Lift the right hip up and keep extending the left arm out. Now maybe the right foot touches the ground, or maybe it just hangs up here. It's okay wherever it is. And look over your right shoulder if that feels okay for your head and your neck. And again, this time we're in a twist, so really focusing on expanding through your whole abdomen with each inhale, really getting the expansive quality in the ribs so you can stretch out those muscles. We really want our lungs to have lots of space to grow, right? And then on your next inhale, bring the right leg back up. Bend the left knee, place the left foot down on the mat, and you're going to just leave your right foot where it is, but take the strap away now. Leave it where it is. And continue to tilt your pelvis so that your lower back is touching the mat, and maybe that helps bring that right foot up a little bit more. Inhale and lift your arms up toward the ceiling and really lift the shoulders off of the mat too. And then exhale, press the shoulders back down. Inhale and lift them up. And now bring your arms up and overhead and stretch way back behind you. Inhale here, keep inhaling. And as you exhale, slowly, with your full exhale, begin to lower the right foot down to the ground, nice and slow, like it's moving through water. And then with your right heel on the ground, grab your right wrist with your left hand and really pull the right wrist and stretch the right side of your body. You can really press the right heel away from you and pull your right wrist up and out as much as you can. Or the right arm, I guess. And then exhale and bring your hands down and bend your right knee. And take a moment to just move with your breath here, inhaling your legs to the right. Exhale, bring them to the left. Move with your breath. So everything that we're doing today is just with breath awareness, trying to get expansion through the lungs as much as possible. And that's really great for the intercostal muscles, the little muscles that are around the rib cage, to get as much expansion as we can so that we can get nice deep breaths. The deeper that we can breathe, the more relaxed we can be in every situation in life, finding more peace, more balance, and more equanimity. All right, let's switch sides. So grab your strap again, wrap the strap around the ball of the left foot, extend the left foot up toward the ceiling, press the right foot down into the mat, and again, we're going to just tilt the pelvis so that the lower back is touching the mat. And notice when you do that, it really frees up the left leg, so now it can come a little closer to you. Lift your hands up onto the strap, and if it feels okay, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. If you have any head, neck, and shoulder problems, maybe this doesn't feel okay and you just want to keep your head down, that's okay too. Otherwise, your head is up, really flexing your foot so that you get your heel up toward the ceiling. The ball of your feet is more toward you to get a nice stretch in the calf too. And then extend the right leg out if that feels okay. And we'll breathe here for 5 breaths. Exhale, lower the head, neck, and shoulders, bend the right foot. Hold on to the strap with the left hand, open the right arm up, and take the left foot over to the left, really opening up, getting a nice stretch in the inner thighs, and now look over your right shoulder if that feels okay. You can open your right knee out to the right too, if it gets a little bit of a deeper stretch. Taking 5 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, bring the left leg up nice and slow with the inhale. Hold on to the strap with the right arm. And then extend the right leg long, and then you'll just take your left leg all the way across the body, lifting the left hip up is fine. And then extend and open through the left shoulder, looking over your left shoulder to come into 5 deep breaths. You can close your eyes if you want to, or just take a deep, deep breath. So really getting the expansion through the left, especially through this twisted side of the left ribs. On your next inhale, very slowly, bring the left foot all the way back up. Step the right foot down and then remove the strap. Remove the strap and just set it off to the side because we don't need it anymore now. So just have your hands down by your sides and really begin to bring the pelvis towards you so that you can bring your left leg more closer to you. Just notice that it will free it up. And then inhale, lift your arms up toward the ceiling and lift the shoulders off the mat for just a minute to see what it feels like to have those really rounded shoulders, and then drop them down. And then maybe inhale, lift up one more time and drop them down. Good. Now inhale and bring your arms up and overhead, really stretching back behind you. And then on your exhale, slowly, like you're floating through water, lower the left foot down, slow, 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 until it touches the ground. So the left heel is on the ground. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and really extend out long on that whole left side of the body. And you're using your right foot, it's like a lever here, just so that you can press down and get a little bit more stretch through the left side. Inhale and breathe, nice and slow, long, deep inhale, and exhale. Let's do a couple more breaths. On your next exhale, slowly bring the left knee in now and bring your arms down. And let's bring both knees into your chest. So you can take your hands and place them on the outsides of your knees if you want to, or you can bring your knees a little bit further in depending on, your flexibility, okay? So holding on here, we're just gonna rock back and forth from side to side. All right, so I think this is fun. I'm not sure if you're gonna think this is fun, but we're gonna rock and roll up on the long side of on the long part of the spine. And if you have any shoulder issues or neck issues or even hip issues, it may not be something fun to do. So you could just come up to all fours. Okay, so here we're gonna go. So just place your hands underneath your knees and just give a little momentum and just kind of do a little rocking here. You have to use your abdominal muscles a little bit, but it's kind of fun to do, and it's also great for the spine. Just do it a couple more times. And then rock and roll all the way up. All right, coming to all fours. So coming to all fours, you can have your other props or whatever you might use that are just around you, because we might use them in just a second. If you have your own blocks, you can get them now. Just put them at the top of your mat. If you don't, you can use whatever you have at home. But it might be a good time to buy some blocks so that you can continue to watch these videos and do them at home. So place your hands now, coming to all fours, making sure you line up your wrists, elbows, shoulders, getting everything in line. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips. We'll come into what's called cat-cow. Place the tops of your feet down on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your chin into your chest and lift the lower back up toward the ceiling. So really pressing your hands and your knees away from each other to get a nice stretch through the back. On your inhale, slowly tilt the tailbone up toward the ceiling and bring your heart forward and your head back, and pull your hands and your knees toward each other. And taking those slow, long breaths that we've been doing, exhale, round. Pressing your hands and your knees away from each other, inhale. Tilt the tailbone up, coming into cow pose, heart forward, head back, and exhale, round. So take a few more of these at your own pace. We'll just do 3 more. If you find a spot that's in your back or your spine or your hip that feels like really sticky, then work through it. I mean, you can just kind of move around a little bit if you want to. So always moving with your breath. Your breath is really what expands and opens your body. And coming back to all fours. So from here, we're going to do a little thread the needle. So inhale and bring your right arm up. Now, it may not feel good for your shoulder for it to go all the way up to the ceiling, so maybe just bring it straight out like this. So inhaling here, and as you exhale, so take a deep breath, just like you do with the doctor. Inhale deeply, and exhale, thread the needle. So you're going to thread your hand in between your left hand and left knee. So bringing the shoulder all the way down to the mat. So if your shoulder doesn't feel comfortable on the mat, you can use a pillow or whatever you've got at home to place your head on top of that, or even your shoulder on top of it. So we're just getting a nice deep twist. So once you come here, you're going to really prong the left fingertips down so you can begin to try to stack the shoulders on top of each other as we breathe deeply. So coming into some deep breaths as we're in this twist. Spending some time to really breathe deeply to try to get this expansion and space as we twist. Press the left hand into the mat, inhale, and slowly bring the right arm back out, and exhale, float it down to the mat. Switching sides, inhale, extend the left arm out, and exhale, just thread the needle. So prong the right fingertips. So you're the center here. Your heart is the center of all of this. So imagine that with each breath, you're really expanding out in all directions. So really taking these nice deep breaths. Inhale, expanding out from your heart. Exhale. One more nice deep breath. Crawling your right hand into the mat, and then inhale, lift the left arm out, and exhale, float it down. So for the next posture, we'll be on our knees, and if it hurts too much to be on your knees, you can grab either a pillow, or I'm going to use a block to place in between your knees to just sit on, to just give you a little bit of height, okay? You can use a couch pillow or whatever you've got at home. All right, so your feet are back behind you. Doesn't have to be any specific place. You're just going to inhale and lift your right arm up. Exhale, place the right fingertips back behind you and just place them on the mat. Draw the shoulder blades together so that you're lengthening through the crown of your head. And then inhale and bring your left arm up and overhead. So this is kind of a backwards, kind of a sort of a twist. Inhaling here and exhaling. Now, as we're here with this arm, you can, if you want to, if it feels okay for your shoulder, circle it around. Inhale, really reach back as far as you can. Exhale, bring it all the way back around. Inhale and extend, and exhale around. Inhale and extend, and exhale all the way around, and then just come on back up. Switching sides. Place your left fingertips down behind you, and it's however long your arms are is how far back you'll reach. It just depends on you. So it may not look like me. Maybe you reach really far back there. Inhale and really bring the right arm up and overhead. You can really feel the stretch to this right side body here. Inhale, and then you can bring your arm up and around and circle it around. If this doesn't feel good on your shoulder, just stay here and breathe. It's okay either way. Inhaling, exhaling. And then coming on back up. All right. You might need to use your blocks for this next one. We're on our knees, and we're going to curl the toes under. So curling the toes under to get a nice stretch at the bottom of the foot. This helps prevent from things like plantar fasciitis, any kind of, it's just nice to get that area, those muscles stretched out at the bottom of the foot. If it doesn't feel super comfortable and you're there and your toes are curled under, then you can press your hands onto maybe blocks, or maybe you've got a table behind you to lift your weight off of it a little bit. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. You could be here, or you could be here, or here, or here. So you decide. I'm going to be here. Good. And then you can bring your blocks in front of you, and we'll just come up into this little balance. If this doesn't feel good for your knees, go ahead and just stand up. That's where we're going. Otherwise, you can come into the balance with me. So notice how you really have to stay on your toes like this, kind of lengthening the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. You can bring your hands out in front of you as you press your toes into the mat. And inhale slowly, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your heels back down. If you have blocks, bring them up to the top of the mat. And we're going to move a little bit through a flow. Before we do, we're going to stretch out the side body again, because we can get, I don't know about you, but sometimes you could be walking around like this and you don't even realize it. If you ever look at yourself in pictures, maybe one side is real, crunched up more than the other. So we're just going to try and get space here. So press your feet into the ground and really take a moment to make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart. Inhale slowly and lift your, let's lift your right arm. Let's just do right arm, and you do whichever one you want to do. So right arm up toward the ceiling and really lengthen out as much as you can. And then use your left hand to grab your right wrist and lengthen toward the left. And send your right hips out to the right. And maybe just take a deep breath here. Good. Inhale, bring your hands up toward the ceiling, straighten out. Exhale, float the hands down, so just moving with your breath. And inhale the left arm up. So really getting a nice length in the left arm. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, lengthen even more, and then send your hips out to the side. Take a deep breath here. Inhale and stretch. Exhale. Inhale, bring both hands up toward the ceiling, and exhale, just float the hands down. Good. So moving up to the top of the mat now, maybe you have your blocks there, or maybe you have something else there that you can use, or maybe you can touch the ground. It's okay either way. So feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale, lift your arms up toward the ceiling. Nice and slow, using that full breath that we were talking about. As you exhale, bring your hands down through heart center and lead with your heart. So leading with your heart on your full exhale, and place your hands on the blocks. Inhale and lengthen your spine up halfway. And exhale, fold, bringing your elbows out to the side, and just release your head and your neck. And you could bend your knees a little if you need to here. Inhale, lengthen out halfway again. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And now bend your knees. And you're going to bring the blocks back even with your toes so that they're outside on the pinky toe side of your feet. Again, if you don't have blocks, it's just whatever it is that you're using. And step the right foot back. So we're going to step the right foot back and kind of come into this little bit of a lunge here. So coming into a lunge, notice how my back leg is totally straight, heel up, lengthening through the crown of my head. So my whole body's like in a diagonal here as I'm in this lunge. Inhale here, and as I exhale, we're going to round the back and straighten the left leg. And it doesn't have to go all the way straight, but you can round your back and maybe bring your nose toward your knee. Inhale, coming back into the lunge, kind of like we did in cat-cow, lengthen through the crown of the head, and exhaling round. So moving slowly, move with your breath. Inhale and lengthen. So finding this place that we're exerting a little bit of effort, can you find the easefulness and the peacefulness and the calm that is within you, even as we're giving the body a little effort? And one more time. So now you're going to take the right foot and step it up like a foot. Open the right toes out to the side so that the whole foot is down on the ground. And inhale here and straighten the left leg. So you really want to bring the left hip back as you bring your right hip forward. And you can check back there. So check and notice, is your sacrum straight? So the sacrum is the bony plate at the bottom of the spine. So can you hold a glass of water there, or maybe a glass of wine? Maybe that's what you want to hold there, then you won't spill. So if you notice that it's tilted one way like this or like that, then just think left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale here and exhale, fold over your left leg. This is called pyramid pose. Can you release your head and your neck? Maybe shake your head yes, maybe shake your head no. Inhale, come up halfway. You're going to place the block down flat, or your hand's going to go flat onto the floor, or this whatever it's on. Placing the right hand down like it's your third foot, okay? So just pressing it down into the mat. And then we're going to twist. So inhale here and begin to twist to the left. And now maybe your left hand comes on your hip. Maybe you can send your left arm up toward the ceiling. But it doesn't need to be a shoulder thing. You can take it wherever it feels good for you. Inhale and exhale. Exhale slowly, bring the left hand down. Good. And you're going to take the right block back up. Pivot the right foot. Bend both knees, and on your inhale, take it slow, bring the right foot back forward to meet the left. Bring the blocks back forward and fold over your legs. If it feels okay for you, You can grab opposite elbows here and release the top portion of your body. You can bend your knees, shake your head yes and no, finding this place of complete relaxation and easefulness in the middle of the practice. Taking deep breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Let your fingertips fall to the mat. So now this is up to you. If you are somebody who, it doesn't bother your back, you can roll up one vertebrae at a time. If you have some back or hip injuries or something like that, then you're going to want to bend your knees, place your hands on your hips, and then inhale and come up to standing. Bring your arms all the way up toward the ceiling. Reach up tall. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center for just a moment. And press your palms into one another and take a moment to close your eyes. Bringing your awareness back into the breath that we started with. Back into that place of your inner resource. The place of spacious awareness. The place within you that is filled with infinite peace and calm. Breathe into that space. Maybe you feel it in your heart. Maybe you feel it with each breath. Maybe it's in your belly. Wherever the place is within you. Maybe you're not sure, so you can just pick a place and imagine that you feel it there. Slow, deep breaths. And then open your eyes. Inhale and slowly float your arms up toward the ceiling again, like you're floating through water. Reach up like you're going to grab something awesome. There's something really great up there. Exhale and fold forward. Place your hands on the blocks. Inhale and lengthen out halfway. Exhale, fold, and elbows out to the side. Inhale and lengthen out halfway. Good. Bend your knees. Bring the blocks back even with your toes and step the left foot back now. So left foot steps back. So we're in a lunge, okay? So lining yourself up because you really want to use that whole back leg like the rudder to your ship. So lifting the heel up. And then check out the front leg, make sure that the heel and the knee, the knee's directly over the heel is what I'm trying to say. Good. Inhale here. And then exhale and round your back. Begin to round the back like we do in cat-cow and straighten the right leg. Inhale, come back into the lunge and lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. We'll do this a couple more times. Just take your time. You don't have to do it exactly at my pace. Move with your breath, nice and slow breaths. And then from here, we're going to step the left foot up about a foot and turn the toes out. So the toes are all the way at the left edge of your mat, and then straighten your right leg. So notice when I do that, I'm really bringing the right hip back. So this is so that I can have that level place, so I can hold the glass of wine, right? Or the bottle of water, or maybe a cup of hot cocoa, or whatever it is that we want to drink. So placing it right here, and it's not going to go anywhere because it's level on the sacrum. Inhale here, and then exhale and fold over your right leg. And then let your head and neck go so that they're not in charge of anything anymore. Just let them go. And your hands can be on blocks or wherever you would like them to be, maybe either on the mat. And we'll take some deep breaths here. Inhale and come up halfway. And now let's put the block down flat on the left side, or maybe your hand just goes all the way on the floor, or maybe you have something that can elevate it. I kind of think like the blocks are like stilettos for our hands, and I have short arms, so they really help me out. So placing your hand on the block so that it's like the third foot, okay? So you have those 3 points touching the earth. And you can even take your thumb on your right hand and really press the right hip back as you bring the left hip forward. And then we're going to begin the twist. So this is a revolved twist. So inhaling here, and then just twisting open, and maybe stacking the shoulders on top of each other. And if you want to, you can look up toward the ceiling. So taking deep breaths, even in this place that really requires a lot of effort. And then exhale, slowly bring the right hand down. You're going to pivot the left toes. So now that you're on the ball, the left toes bend both feet. And on your full inhale, step the left foot forward and lower the left foot down to meet the right. Inhale up halfway, and exhale, fold over your legs. And grab opposite elbows. Let your fingertips touch the earth. And then come up halfway. Okay, so you're going to bend your knees and just go ahead and come up to standing. We're going to take a malasana squat next. And if you're one of those people that's a great malasana squatter, you can go for it. Go ahead and go for it. So the purpose of malasana squat is to really open up the back, okay, and also the inner thighs. So I happen to have really tight calves, so we want to make sure that when we come into this type of a squat, this is where you can use a rolled up towel or a blanket, that the heels are pressing down into something, okay? So you're going to take your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart, and toes point out to the side. And then you're kind of sitting down into the squat. But the heels have to be pressing down into something so that you can really get the release in the back. So then you can press your elbows into your knees and your knees into your elbows and press your palms into one another. So if that's just not happening for you, for your hips, for whatever reason, you can also sit on something. So like if you have a little stool at home, or you can also sit on 2 blocks together, just sitting on the blocks, you still kind of get the same length in your back. Okay, so you can be like this, toes pointed out to the side, really squeezing the knees into the elbows and the elbows into the knees. That's what helps release the back. We're going to stay here for about 5 breaths. So find your squat, and maybe you don't even need any of these props, and you can already just do it. So nice deep breaths. There, you can come forward to all fours, or you can just take a seat. Okay, grab your props and just put them out of the way. So we're going to come into another twist, but this is with using pigeon pose. So pigeon pose sometimes it can be a little wonky on your knees and stuff like that. So I'm going to give you some options. So coming from all fours to get ready to prep for pigeon, you can bring your right knee right behind your right wrist, and you get to decide where you want this back foot to be. It can be all the way parallel with the top of your mat, but if that's too much for your hips, then start bringing it back some. You can extend the left leg back. Again, if that's too much for your hips, you don't need to do it. You can come into what's called a Z-sit. So maybe you just bend the left knee and you're kind of in this Z-sit. So whichever place you're in for pigeon is totally fine. So you can decide. I'm going to go like this. And then take your hands so that they're, your right hand's on the right side of your right knee, and your left hand is on the left hand side of your right knee. Inhaling here, we're twisting. Inhale, and then as you exhale, maybe begin to lower a little bit. Maybe you can come down to your forearms. maybe not. Maybe you need your blocks. Or whatever you have, a pillow or whatever will totally work here. So you can be here. We're going to stay for 5 breaths because this is a nice twist for the body. I know you can feel it probably in the left side of your body, and it's also really great for the right hip. You can close your eyes if you want to, but just come into those long, slow, deep breaths. Good. Don't you already feel more spacious? And take a moment to place your hands down. Now, I know this is a gentle class, but we're going to take a down dog here if that feels okay for you. It's really just because it's great for this knee and this hip to go into a down dog. So place your hands down, curl the left toes under, and step back. If down dog's not in your practice, you could just come down to your knees. So if you're in down dog, we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Feel the spaciousness with each breath. And then come down to your knees. So now we're going to go to the left side. I'm going to turn around just so that you can see me. So bringing your left knee forward so that the left knee is behind the left wrist. And again, decide where you want the back leg to go. You can be in this Z-sit. The Z-sit is really helpful, especially if you have any hip issues. So I'll be in the Z-sit for you for this one, just so you can see what it looks like. You're just going to take the left hand to the outside of the left knee and the right hand to the inside as you twist. And you can really feel the body twisting here. Inhale here, and then exhale, slowly begin to kind of come forward. You can place your forearms on the mat or on the blocks, but we really want to keep length, so you can bring your arms out even a little bit more as you twist. And breathe. 5 deep breaths. And then place your hands on the mat. And then come on up. And very slowly, you can choose to do this way, or you can use your hands. If you can take your hands together and very slowly bring that right leg back around to use your abdominal muscles to get ready to come into a little kind of yoga sit-up. Okay, so this pose is called Navasana pose. And if you have any tailbone issues, then you would probably want to do this on your back. So you'd be on your back and you'd meet us like this, okay? Otherwise, you'll meet us like this. So we're kind of in a V-sit, okay? So I'm really zipping and wrapping through the rectus abdominis muscles like I have a vest on and I'm just going to zip them up, okay? So think that. And then you can take your hands underneath your knees, come up onto your toes. And so this is option number 1. We're going to do 3 of these, so make sure you're happy with whatever your option is. Option 2, take the toes up so that the shins are parallel to the mat. And I'm still holding on underneath my knees here, okay? Option number 3, extend the legs out and maybe extend the arms out too. So we'll stay here for 3 breaths, or 5 breaths, I guess. And we'll do 3 of them. Good. Extend your arms out. Now lower all the way down and inhale, come back up. We're going to do 2 more. You can do it. Come on. Find your place wherever you are, inhaling and exhaling. I'm shaking too. You can do it. Bring your knees in and then exhale, lower. And inhale back up. Last one. Let's make it the best one. We might as well make it the best one we can do. Inhaling and exhaling. Oh boy. Okay, lower your feet and we'll get ready to lie down onto the mat. Don't get too excited because we've still got some things going on. All right. You might want to have your blocks handy if you've got blocks. So take your feet all the way up to the end of your mat. We're going to get ready to lie down. Don't go there yet. And flex your feet for just a moment. And then lean forward and grab, whatever. Maybe you can grab your toes. Or maybe you just have your hands on the sides of your mat. And let your body go. So let it go. Release the head and neck. And we'll take 5 breaths here. And then very slowly, making your body like it's a capital letter C. We're going to roll down slowly. Exhale, rounding the back nice and slow. Roll down bone by bone. And bring your arms up and overhead. Look up at the ceiling for just a moment. So you point your toes, and then flex your toes, and then point and flex. Clasp your hands together, squeeze the biceps into the ears, and just squeeze there as you point your toes and get this full body stretch again. 2 deep breaths. Inhaling here. Exhale and release. Inhale here. Exhale and release. So bend your knees and place your hands down by your side. We're going to come into a little kind of a finishing sequence. So taking your knees back and forth from side to side for just a moment, just to see how you feel. You can have your hands down by your sides, or out to the side. And just take a few breaths here. Notice how today, when we were going through this whole practice, and every time we were really breathing, coming into those long breaths, we were in the present moment. And really, the present moment is all we have. That's all we have. So, no matter what is going on in the world, all we have is the right now. So we might as well enjoy our little yoga practice here and put a little smile on our face and be glad that we're here and that we get to all practice this together. Because even though we're not here physically next to each other, we're still connecting, and that's pretty amazing. So place your feet on the mat now. We're going to do little bridges, okay? So bring your feet back, and you could take your feet wide if you want to. Sometimes that helps me with my hips and with my lower back. I have a little bit of scoliosis. Take a moment to draw your shoulder blades together. Press your backs of your arms into the mat, and you've got these little robot arms here, okay? And then inhale and lift. You're lifting from your sternum up first, as you then lift your hips up and press your knees away from you. And then you can really start to feel the solidity of your bridge. You're feeling nice and solid now. Then clasp your hands underneath you, and maybe you can draw your shoulders underneath you some more as you lift your bridge up a little higher. So you're solid in your bridge, just like you are solid in your equanimity, right? You're solid in that place of peace, and you're solid in that place of awareness, just kind of like a mountain. Because we are, that's kind of what we are. We're like a mountain, and storms come through, and then we're still a mountain. We're still okay. Some days are sunny, some days are stormy. So anytime there's chaos, we're still fine. And that's kind of where we are. So find yourself so that you're solid in this bridge. Lift up a little higher. And then release your fingertips and just slowly begin to round the back and bring your body back down nice and slow. Good. And then take your knees from side to side. We're going to do 2 more of those. So I know you can get your pelvis up there a little bit higher. This next time, see Did your glutes and your hamstrings, were they on board too, or were they just kind of hanging out for the ride? Take a moment to draw the shoulder blades together. Press the backs of your arms down into the mat. Lift your heart up and your sternum. And don't move your head and your neck. I am just to be able to talk to you, but and then lift all the way up. So your chin keeps coming toward your chest keeps coming toward your chin, but your chin needs to stay where it is. Clasp your hands underneath you. Lift your hips up just a little bit further and notice how strong you are. Get those glutes on board, get the hamstrings on board. Inhale and exhale. And then release and lower down, nice and slow. One bone at a time. Resist the urge to bring your knees into your chest and just take them from side to side instead. All right, one more time. So whenever you're ready, take the moment to draw the shoulder blades together underneath you. Press your feet into the mat and inhale, lift up. Really lift the hips up. Squeeze your hands together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift up higher. You can do it. Deep breaths. Release and lower down. All right, now bring your knees into your chest. Rock back and forth from side to side. Oh, that feels great. Okay, let's see where we are on time. So for this last little part of our class today, I'm going to offer you just a little yoga nidra, okay? It's just an invitation to really rest as I kind of guide you through a meditation, okay? So here's your ways that you can rest. You can grab, if you have a pillow, it feels great and amazing to put the pillow or the bolster underneath your knees. And you can lie back like that, especially if you have any lower back issues. It's just feels great. You can place something underneath your head too if you want to. Sometimes it feels good to just have like the pillow or the bolster or the blanket underneath your head. And this is our final resting pose. So this is called Shavasana, but I'm going to guide you through a little meditation before we go into Shavasana. So you could be like this. Or if you want, you can place the bolster underneath your back if you really want to have like your chest elevated. Sometimes this feels really nice and relaxing for people. So I'm going to give you just like a few seconds to find where you want to be for this. I'll let you take the time to get it set up. Make sure that you're totally comfortable. So not so comfortable that you fall asleep, or if you do, maybe that's because you're tired and your body's just not stressed out anymore and you're able to sleep, so that might be good too. So whatever happens is fine. Okay. So hopefully you figured out where you're totally comfortable in your house. And go ahead and close your eyes and bring your awareness into your body for a moment. I'm going to be guiding you through this guided meditation, and just allow my words to become yours as you kind of go through this visualization. If you have a little trouble visualizing what I'm saying, don't worry, you just listen to the words and allow yourself to totally relax. You don't have to worry about breathing deeply anymore or taking deep breaths. Just relax and make yourself comfortable. Bring your awareness into your body. Notice with curiosity how you're feeling right now. Just checking in. Are there any thoughts or emotions or maybe some sensations that may be drawing your attention. Just notice them. And again, allow them to be there, but maybe as floating by on a cloud or a piece of driftwood, or maybe they're floating by on a helium balloon. And bring your awareness now to the crown of your head. And imagine this beautiful white swirly light making its way down through the crown of your head. Filling you up with love and support, with peace, with serenity, with calm. Bring your awareness to the space between your eyebrows and relax that space. Bring your awareness to your eyes and feel the heaviness of your eyelids. Releasing any stress or worry or thoughts, just being in the present moment. Bring your awareness to your jaw, the inner and the outer mouth. Maybe move your jaw back and forth, releasing any tension you may have held in your jaw. Imagine that beautiful white light making its way all the way down your head, your face, loving you and supporting you. Bring your awareness now to your neck and maybe take a gentle swallow. Releasing anything that might be tight in the throat. Bring your awareness to your shoulders and release any tension. There's no need to hold the weight of the world on your shoulders. Just let it all go. Feel the heaviness of your shoulders as they relax completely into the surface that is supporting you. Bring your awareness now to your left shoulder, left upper arm, left forearm, wrist, hand, and fingers. Completely relax and let go in the whole left arm. Imagine that little white swirly light making its way all the way down the left arm, cocooning it as it becomes heavier and heavier. Bring your awareness now into your right shoulder, right upper arm, right forearm, wrist, hand, and fingers. Again, feel the heaviness in that whole right arm. Imagining that beautiful white light making its way down the whole right arm, surrounding it, supporting it as it releases any muscle tension. Bring your awareness into your heart now. And maybe you can feel your heart beating. Maybe you hear it. Drop into the stillness in your body. Our heart is that beautiful connection of the mind and the body. Fill your heart up with that beautiful white swirly light. Imagine that with every heartbeat, the beautiful white light is making its way through all the vessels of your body, reaching every cell of your body now. Allowing you to feel calm and restful and peaceful. Bring your awareness now into your pelvis. Maybe you feel the heaviness of your pelvis, the weight of your pelvis on the floor. or on the surface that you're resting upon. Bring your awareness to the left hip, left upper leg, knee, shin, calf, ankle, foot, and toes. Feel the heaviness of your whole left leg. Imagining that beautiful white light making its way down the whole left leg as it releases any tension. Bring your awareness now to the right leg. Right upper leg, knee, calf, shin, ankle, foot, and toes. Imagine that beautiful white swirly light makes its way all the way down the right leg, supporting it as it releases all tension and becomes heavier and heavier into the surface that's supporting it. And now just imagine that beautiful white light is surrounding you, all around you, inside of you, in every cell of your body, around you from head to toe, protecting you. And I'm going to take just one more deep inhale and exhale. And enjoy your rest. We'll stay here for just about another minute or so. Allow yourself to just be in a restful state of awareness here. Slowly begin to lengthen your breath. You can stay there with your eyes closed if that feels okay for you, but take a moment to place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your left hand. And take a moment to feel your heart beating again in the stillness of your body, in the stillness of your own home. Our heart is the center for our mind-body connection. And in yoga, the mind-body is really one word. It's always connected. We don't have to connect it already. It's just that we forgot. Sometimes we live too much in our mind and not enough in the body connected to it. So feeling the heartbeat allows us to know that that connection is there. Our heart is the center for compassion, for love, for kindness, for joy, for equanimity, and for peace. So I wanted to read a little poem to you from this lady. I
I got this poem from Deepak Chopra's website. He's my meditation teacher from the classes that I took with him. And the lady's name is Kitty O'Meara, and I think she's from the UK. This poem is written from as if a present-day historian had been writing this poem, and our generations from now, our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren will be studying, gosh, this is what happened in the year 2020, and this is what she says. And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows. And the people began to think differently, and the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when danger passed, the people joined together again. They grieved their losses, and they made new choices and dreamed new images and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed. So I just thought that was beautiful. Thank you all so much for joining us today at the Woodlands Yoga Center. My name is Lisa Clifford, and I'm just so honored to be here with all of you. I hope that this yoga class has been a little helpful for you. It's a recording, so you can listen to it again and follow it again at your house. Namaste, everyone.